14 kilometres. That's the only thing separating Europe from Africa. It's nothing. We've built bridges 10 times longer. We've dug tunnels 10 times deeper. But this specific stretch of water, it has defeated every engineer, every billionaire, and every king who tried to conquer it in the last 100 years. Why? Because the Strait of Gibraltar isn't just water. It's a geological trap designed to kill anything built across it. Welcome to the Impossible Bridge. On a map, it looks like a narrow river. Easy, right? Wrong. If you drain the water, you realise that Spain and Morocco aren't separated by ocean. They're separated by a mountain range, underwater. This is where the Eurasian plate and the African plate crash into each other. They don't just crash, they grind. This makes the seabed incredibly unstable. But the real killer is the history of violence here. Millions of years ago, the Mediterranean Sea dried up completely. When the Atlantic Ocean finally broke back through, it created the Zanclean Flood, a waterfall 1,000 times more powerful than Niagara Falls. That ancient violence scarred the seabed, leaving behind jagged canyons and deep abysses that engineers are still afraid of today. The English Channel is a shallow pool, about 100 metres deep. The Strait of Gibraltar plunges to 900 metres deep. That's deep enough to hide the Burj Khalifa completely. This extreme depth creates a massive engineering problem. Let's try to build this anyway. Option 1. The suspension bridge. To touch the bottom, your concrete pillars would need to be taller than the Empire State Building before they even break the surface of the water. And it's not just the water, it's the air. The strait is a funnel for the famous Levante winds, which can reach hurricane speed. A bridge here would act like a massive sail. One bad storm could twist the road deck like a pretzel, snapping steel cables like spaghetti. The bridge collapses. Option 2. The floating tube. Imagine a submerged tunnel, tethered to the seabed like a balloon. It sounds genius, until you remember this is a shipping lane. One submarine collision, or one snapped cable, and thousands of people drown instantly. It's a catastrophic risk no government will insure. Option 3. The mad scientist. In the 1920s, a German architect proposed Atlantropa. He wanted to dam the strait, cut off the Atlantic, drain the Mediterranean. It would have been the largest construction project in human history, and an ecological apocalypse. Thankfully, nobody funded it. So, we can't float, we can't bridge, we can't dam. That leaves one option: dig. Engineers found a shallower path further west. Only 300 metres deep. Doable, right? The problem is the stuff we have to dig through. It's a geological nightmare called breccia. Imagine a mixture of hard rock, soft clay, and water under extreme pressure. If you drill into this, the clay explodes. And it doesn't just block the drill, it grips. The pressure is so high that the rock can trap a $100 million machine forever, turning the tunnel into its tomb. Digging a 40-kilometre tunnel here isn't like drilling through stone. It's like trying to drill a hole through toothpaste while someone is squeezing the tube. But let's assume we do solve the physics. We hit a barrier that no drill can break through: politics. This 14-kilometre gap is one of the sharpest economic borders on the planet. On one side, the European Union. On the other, Africa. The GDP gap creates fear. Europe is terrified of what a bridge would bring. Currently, the strait acts as a natural moat. It slows down migration. It slows down drug trafficking. If you build a bridge, you are essentially building a highway for everything Europe is trying to control. Imagine the border control it would need to be the most secure checkpoint in the world. And then there's the rock. UK owns it. Spain wants it. The diplomatic tension in this tiny patch of water is thick enough to cut with a knife. The bridge requires trust, something that is in short supply here. For decades, the project was dead. But recently, something changed. Football. Spain, Portugal and Morocco were chosen to host the 2030 World Cup. Suddenly, the fixed link is back. They aren't just talking about a tunnel, they're talking about a revolution. Imagine a high-speed rail network connecting Berlin to Madrid, and then continuing under the sea to Casablanca and Marrakesh. It could turn North Africa into the industrial engine of the West, similar to how Mexico supplies the USA. It's not just a tunnel, it's an economic artery. They are looking at a budget of roughly 10 billion euros. But critics say that that number is a joke. Realistically, it would cost double or triple that. Is it worth spending 20 billion to save 30 minutes on a ferry? Some say it's a trade boom, others say it's a white elephant, a debt trap that never pays for itself. Today, over 100,000 ships pass through here every year. For now, the only way to cross it is to float. The impossible bridge remains impossible. Not because we can't build it, but because the price, in money, risk and politics, is just too high. Nature built a wall here, and for now, humanity is hesitant to tear it down. But what do you think? Will we see a tunnel by 2030, or is it a fantasy? Let me know down below.